Okay, so today is the end of Windows 10 support. It's going to stop receiving security updates, but my computer is not good enough for Windows 11. And, every time I see talk around this Windows updates or any operating system conversation, there's always some guy that's like, just get Linux. Like, oh, still not using Linux, and they say some annoying shit like that. So I thought, you know, I'm not gonna buy a new CPU or whatever I need for Windows 11. Like, I just don't want to do that. So I'll get Linux. People say it works better on old hardware. So let's see how it goes. And this has just been like so fucking annoying. Normally, when I make these videos, I try to make a rough draft, a rough script of what I'm gonna talk about. But this is just a rant. I mean, I wanted to make a high quality video about how I switched from Windows to Linux and how I learned a bunch of stuff, but I just never ever want to launch Linux. I feel like I have not learned a single thing. I'm gonna use more Toontown fishing footage in the background, but I didn't do that on Linux because the only thing related to Toontown I found on Linux was like a 10-year-old Reddit post that said they don't care about the Linux launcher. So that's just so awesome. And I'm gonna have to learn Blender for this because I tried to download DaVinci Resolve, which is what I've used to edit before, but that doesn't fucking work or something. Like, I was missing packages, I think it was, so I asked ChatGPT, and I'm like, I have no fucking clue what I'm reading. So ChatGPT is like, oh, type this in your console, do these commands. So I do all of it, still doesn't work. Google it, people are like, DaVinci Resolve on Linux sucks. So I'm like, okay, I'll just use a different software. So I'm gonna use Blender. I thought people just use this app to like make donuts. So I made a torus, cool, I suppose. And then I'm like, well, I also need to record my audio. I need to speak, right? So I try to install the firmware that is with my microphone, and for Linux, it's not even an option. So this is now like the third piece of software I'm gonna have to learn to deliver this shit quality video. And I don't know, I'm just so frustrated with Linux. I thought this would be a good learning experience, but it's just not. Like, I saw this PewDiePie video, great guy, one of the best YouTubers to ever do it, and he recommends Linux. And I remember in that video, he was talking about how Linux just does exactly what you want it to do, and I just don't get that experience at all. I mean, I feel like it is so hard to do simple things like record your voice or record the screen, or even just like taking a screenshot. I remember it took me like several minutes to figure out how to do. But installing it was not, the hard part. I have actually installed Windows 10 on a USB before, so installing Linux, flashing it onto a drive was not too hard. I went to Target, I bought my USB, and then I just watched this YouTube video, and the UI was pretty simple actually. Once I had launched Kubuntu or whatever the terminology would be, there was a UI that was very easy to follow. I would just click the next button. I partitioned my SSD, and I had it. And it's cool that there's not like anything pre-installed, but at the same time, it's hard to get the things that I do want to get. I guess that's all my complaints. The main thing is I never have any clue what any of these error messages mean, and then I try to learn, and I just have to jump through like a million hoops, it feels like, to get anything done. So I'm probably not going to use Linux anymore, which is a bummer because I've heard so many good things about it. You know, the word around the internet is Linux is the best thing to do. But I'm just not gonna do it anymore. I mean, any work I want to do, I'm just gonna do on my MacBook now. Like my Mac works fine. You know, I'd say Mac OS works fine, but even after installing Linux, I don't even know what the fucking operating system is. So I'm just gonna get this video out the day Windows support ends.